Hey guys, welcome back to our March Madness series with college football teams. In the last episode, you guys saw the first four, which was the Ball State-Miami game, Western Kentucky over Louisville, Washington State over Kansas State, and Eastern Michigan over Old Dominion. They all solidified themselves spots in the actual tournament. Starting off with this one, I think what I'm going to shoot for is try to get this whole left side of the first round done. Starting with Alabama and Ball State. Can Ball State pull off a huge upset? A 16-1 in college basketball has only happened once ever. Will it happen on the first game in college football? Let's find out. Also, as I mentioned before, for these first round games, I only did the first four at a neutral site because they're both 12 seeds or whatever. For the first round, the higher seed will be the home team. So starting off this first game will be at Alabama. And we're still sticking with the 8-minute quarters for the rest of the tournament, more than likely. Let's get right into it. Alabama heavily outmatches this team, but that doesn't mean a whole lot as upsets do happen. Can Ball State pull off the 16-1? Ball State loses a toss. Alabama's going to kick. And if I'm a betting man, I'm putting all my chips on Alabama to win this game. Alabama strikes first, up 7-0 early. Ball State responds, but Bama with a quick score to end the first. At the end of one, it is 14-7 Alabama. Ball State football. Ball State goes down and kicks a field goal. Alabama responds with a field goal of their own, then a touchdown. And at the half, Alabama leads 24-10 over Ball State. Alabama will get the ball to start the second half. The first drive of the second half, Alabama scores a touchdown to go up 31-10. Alabama's just starting to extend their lead, 38-10 now. At the end of three, Alabama leads 38-10. This game looks like it's all but over. Still got to play out the last quarter. Alabama extends it, and that's pretty much the game. 45-10. The rest is pretty much history. Bama extends the lead even further. Ball State gets another score. But the final, 59-17. Alabama will move on to the round of 32. The next game we have for you is the 8th-seeded Fresno State Bulldogs versus the 9th-seeded Minnesota Golden Gophers. Winner goes on to play Alabama at M&T Bank. And this one, pretty closely matched, so it should be a good one. Minnesota wins a coin toss. Will elect to kick. And Fresno will start with the ball. Minnesota scores first. They lead 7-0 with the ball as they are starting to drive to start the second quarter. And on the very next play, Tanner Morgan is picked off Fresno State football. Fresno State just seems to be struggling to move the ball here. Fresno State finally gets on the board with 3. And at the half, we have a low-scoring, close game. Minnesota leads 7-3 as they will get the ball to start the second half. And they go down and score a quick one, but Fresno State responds 14-10. Minnesota puts up a field goal to end the third. And it is 17-10 Fresno State ball. Starting the fourth. And Fresno State ties it 17-17 with 6 minutes left. Minnesota football. Fresno State forces a punt. And Jake Haener is picked off. Minnesota has good starting field position for this drive. And in goes Minnesota. Fresno State ball with 3 minutes 11. And we're going to jump into this game. Fresno State ball nearing Minnesota territory here. Down 7 with under 3 to go. And it's a triple option. Haener pitches it, and a lot of space ahead for Fresno. Into Minnesota territory. Ronnie Rivers, 97 yards on the ground on 25 carries. That was a risky pitch there. But it works out for the Bulldogs. 2:40 left in this game. 1st and 10 for Fresno. And it's a draw to the running back, going nowhere. 2nd and 10. Back to pass. They send a little bit of pressure. It's a slant. And he gets the ball to his wide receiver. 3rd and 1. Big third down here for Fresno. Back to pass is Haener. Under pressure. Throws it for the end zone. Knocked away. And it is 4th and 1. You got to think Fresno's got to go for this here. They come out to go for it. Spreading them out 5 wide. Interesting they don't try to run it once here. Back to pass is Haener. Finds his man across the middle. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. A little bit of a duck pass from Haener. gets its mark, hits his receiver, and it's now 1st and goal. Fresno looking to tie this game up late. And the shotgun is Haener. Clock's running. He's back to pass. Minnesota sends 5 looking for the end zone. Nearly picked off. 2nd and goal. Haener in the shotgun with the back to his right. Back to pass. Looking for the end zone. No. Hits Zane Pope near the end zone. It's going to be 3rd and goal from around the 1. I got to think they got to run it here. In the shotgun, he has an offset back. And it's a give up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Fresno. Need the extra point to tie it with just 1:39 left. Tanner Morgan in the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws it deep. And it's picked off by Fresno. Fresno has a chance now to win it at home and move on to the round of 32 to play Alabama. And the shotgun again is Haener. 3 wide receivers to his right. And it's going to be a draw up the middle. Cuts it to the outside, and Ronnie Rivers gets ahead for 4. 3 receivers to his right now. And it's going to be another handoff to Rivers. Gets ahead for around 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. Clock is still running. They have all 3 timeouts. Don't elect to use one as they hurry it up here. 39 seconds left. And they are letting a lot of this clock roll. And still not snapping it. Under 30 seconds to go. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Way too much clock is going. What is happening? Why did they just let so much clock go? Under 10 seconds to go. Back to passes Haener. Has a man. Now comes the timeout with just 6 seconds left, but they're not in field goal range yet. I don't know how good their kicker is, but I know they need some more yards than what they have now. No, they're going to just take a shot for the end zone for the game, and it's picked off by Minnesota, and we will be going to overtime. Poor clock management by Fresno State as they had a chance to get ahead and kick a field goal. They had all 3 timeouts, and they let over 30 seconds roll off on that one play. Haener on the option. He's just going to keep it himself. Stiff arms forward for near the 1st, and it's 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. Need this first to extend their drive. Back to pass. It's a screen. And all over is the Minnesota defense, yet he still gets the first. Spreading them out 5 wide. And across the middle for the touchdown. Ty Jones. Fresno goes up 30-24. I just noticed my light was off for this whole video so far, so my apologies on that. Kick is up. It's good. Fresno's up 31-24. Can Minnesota tie this game up and send it to double overtime? Tanner Morgan's in the shotgun with 2 backs. It's a give up the middle. Cuts it to the right. And gets ahead for 3. And it's another give up the middle for Minnesota. He's got space. And touchdown Minnesota. Trey Potts. 22 yards. Can tie this game with the extra point. Or go for 2 in the win. They will elect to kick the extra point and go to double overtime. 31-31. Minnesota's back on offense again. Tanner Morgan in the shotgun. It's going to be a give up the middle. Potts ahead for around 10. They're going to mark him 3rd and inches. Tanner Morgan in the shotgun. 2 backs. Gives it to Potts. He breaks the tackle. Nearly taken down in the backfield. Morgan in the shotgun again with 2 backs. They jump across. Don't snap it in time. It's going to be an option. He pitches it to the running back. And he's going to stiff arm his way in. Bryce Williams. Touchdown Minnesota. As they take the lead here in double overtime. And the extra point is up and nearly blocked again. But it is good as Minnesota goes up 38-31. Haener passes to his left. And Josh Kelly with the catch. Gets the feet and bounds. Great play. 2nd and inches. Haener with the screen to the right. He's got some space and it's going to be 1st and goal for Fresno. Kelly again. It's going to be a straight give to Rivers. Gets ahead for 4 and it's going to be 3rd and goal from around the 6. Big 3rd down. Back to passes Haener. It's a screen. They got some blocks. Big stiff arm. And they're going to stop him short of the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal. And it is all down to this play. Ball is placed around the 2.5-yard line. Haener in the shotgun with an offset back to his left. Back to pass. It's another screen. This time, he's in. Jordan Mims. Fresno can tie this up with the extra point and send it to triple overtime. The kick is up. It is good. Triple overtime, here we come. Haener back to pass. Hits a man across the middle. Gets ahead for 7. Give up the middle. And that's Rivers. Untouched touchdown for Fresno State as they go back up. Now in triple overtime, they will be forced to go for 2 here, which will make this interesting. 3 receivers to his left. Back to pass is Haener. He's looking. He's just going to run for it, and he is sacked. Can't get the 2-point conversion. Morgan, 5 wide, 4 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Back the pass. Throws an out route to, it looks like his tight end. Gets ahead for 5. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Back the pass once more. Looking for the end zone. Knocked away and nearly caught. It's going to be 4th and 1. And it all comes down to this. Minnesota, 1 of 1 on 4th downs today. Can they do it again? Back to pass. It's a screen. And it's knocked away. Fresno State holds off Minnesota and wins in triple overtime. What a game. So 8th seeded Fresno State moves on to play the number 1 overall seed Alabama. Our next game, winner moving on to play the winner of Oklahoma and Boise State at M&T Bank Stadium. Wake Forest versus Western Kentucky. Let's see who moves on here. And Wake Forest starts off with 3. Wake Forest with 3 more. End of the first. Wake Forest leads 6-0. Western Kentucky takes the lead 7-6. And at the half, Western Kentucky leads 14-6 over the Demon Deacons. Western Kentucky with a quick score. Western Kentucky starting to run away with it. Wake responds, and Western Kentucky start of the 4th leading 35-12. As it looks like they may beat another Power 5 opponent to move on to the round of 32. Wake Forest gets a big score. Wake Forest needs a score here to stay in this game. They can't. Western Kentucky can almost run this clock out. They hit a field goal to extend their lead to 18. And this game is all but over. Western Kentucky, 12 seed over the 5 seed, gets an upset win here to move on to the round of 32. Our next game here is the 4-seeded Oklahoma Sooners versus the 13-seeded Boise State Broncos. Winner moves on to play 12-seed Western Kentucky. So in the last game, we saw our first upset of a 12 over a 5. Will we see a 13 over a 4 here with Oklahoma dropping to Boise State? Boise State's not a bad team, but Oklahoma should be the favorites here. Boise starts the scoring up 7-0. Oklahoma responds with a field goal and now driving, and Oklahoma goes up 10-7 over Boise. Oklahoma extends their lead 16-7. Boise responds, making it 16-14, but Oklahoma ends the half with a touchdown as they lead 23-14 at the half. Boise makes it a 2-point game. Boise goes down, kicks a field goal, and 13-seeded Boise leads Oklahoma 24-23 going into the 4th. Boise with the ball goes down and scores a touchdown to make it 31-23. And Oklahoma goes and scores, but can't get the 2-point conversion. And we have a 2-point game. Boise still leads with the ball. Boise is forced to punt. We're going to jump in here now. Oklahoma with the ball. Down to a minute 46 left. Can they avoid upset here and move on to the round of 32? Williams back to pass. Hits his man across the middle and gets the first and some more. Austin Stogner ahead. Back to pass as Williams got good protection. Hits a short route. Mike Woods is ahead for 9. Back to pass again. Under pressure. Hit as he threw it, but gets his man, Theo Weiss, for 11. We're down to a minute 10. Williams has 2 backs next to him. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Gets ahead for around 11. Oklahoma is in field goal range. They might just try to chew this clock out and kick this field goal. As it's going to be another give to Gray. He's tackled after just a 1-yard gain. Oklahoma now going to hurry it up. Maybe want to run one more play. Back to pass. Looking for the end zone, and he's got it! Jalil Farouk for the touchdown. Oklahoma says screw your field goal and gets the touchdown late. Gonna go for 2. Not that it really matters, I guess. Caleb Williams in the shotgun. Hands it off right up the middle. They go up 6. So if Boise scores the touchdown, they will have to make the extra point to win it. 10 seconds left for Boise. They have all 3 timeouts, but not a lot of time. Under center here is Boise. Back to pass. A quick one across the middle. Gets down. Only 3 seconds off the clock and they call a timeout. Back to pass. Throws it just well overthrown. 4 seconds left. And this will more than likely be the last play of the game. In the shotgun. Running back to his right. 3 receivers to his left and a tight end on the line to the right. Back to pass. Under pressure. Has to throw it. And it's knocked away. Oklahoma avoids upset and will move on to play the 12th-seeded Western Kentucky Hilltoppers in the round of 32. Next game is the 6th-seeded San Diego State Aztecs versus the 11th-seeded Oregon State Beavers. And looking at the overalls, San Diego State had a good enough year to be ranked where they were from the rankings I used. Oregon State not so much, but Oregon State still is the better overall team here by a fair bit. So I would not doubt an upset here. Now the winners of this game and the next 3 will be moving on to play in Hawaii for the Hawaii Bowl. As San Diego State wins a toss, they're going to defer. San Diego State on the board first, 3-0. Oregon State now on the board, 7-3. 7-3 at the end of 1, Oregon State. San Diego State finally gets in the end zone, scores a touchdown. Oregon State responded to go back up 14-10. And then San Diego scores at the end and goes up 17-14 at the half. Going into the third quarter, San Diego State scores again to go up 10. And now again, 31-14, 31-17. And start of the fourth, 2-touchdown lead for the Aztecs. And a 3-touchdown lead as they get in once more. And it looks like San Diego State may run away with this game to finish it. No, Oregon State responds. They need a stop here. They get the stop. And it is a 1-score game. Oregon State got the stop they needed, but just have 53 seconds and have to go 98 yards to score a touchdown. 48 seconds ago, no timeouts. It looks like the screen looks a little glitched. Gets hit, has to throw it away. I don't know what's happening in the back of the end zone. Something's glitched back there, but it's whatever. 3rd and 10. Must convert here to stay alive. Nearly goes out the back of the end zone and just gets out of the end zone. It's going to be 4th and 7, but the clock is still rolling as he did not go out of bounds. This is it. Oregon State needs to convert here to stay alive. Back to pass. And it's short. And San Diego State stops them. That's going to be the game, as San Diego State will win it 38-31. For our next game, we have an Oklahoma battle, as it's the 3rd-seeded Oklahoma State Cowboys versus the 14th-seeded Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Will we see our second upset of the day in this matchup? Oklahoma State scores first. Tulsa responds 7-7. Tulsa going up 21-7 at the end of the first. Tulsa at the half dominating Oklahoma State 28-7 and 35-7. Tulsa is just laying it on Oklahoma State. This game is pretty much all but over. Oklahoma State scores a touchdown. They need some stops though. A missed field goal by Tulsa, that is huge for Oklahoma State, but incompletion there from Sanders. Oklahoma State trying to stay in it. A late comeback attempt, but it won't work out as Tulsa holds on to upset the 3rd-seeded Oklahoma State Cowboys. Our next game, we had the 7th-seeded Texas A&M Aggies versus the 10th-seeded Arizona State Sun Devils. Winner moves on to play in Hawaii in the round of 32. Texas A&M takes on Arizona State. 2 more spots left in the round of 32 for this region. Arizona State strikes first, going up 7-0. A&M struggling to get into the end zone. Finally, A&M gets a score. Arizona State strikes back with a touchdown though, 14-3. Texas A&M finally gets in the end zone, but Arizona State responds 21-10, make it 21-17. Start of the fourth, we have a 4-point game. And there's a fumble recovered by Texas A&M with good field position, as they can't get in for the score though. Arizona State punts it back to Texas A&M, and it's now 24-21. I don't know what happened there. It said defense penalty, but either way, Jaden Daniels scores a touchdown, and it is now Texas A&M ball with a minute 57 left. We're going to hop in here. 1st and 10, minute 50 left. Texas A&M needs a touchdown to take the lead here. All 3 timeouts, back to passes. Calzada, he goes deep and gets his man into the red zone. Caleb Chapman, 7 receptions, 108 yards, and a touchdown. That was big. Under center is Calzada, and it's going to be a called false start. It will be 1st and 15 now for Texas A&M. Still going to be under center is Calzada. And it's going to be a straight give to Spiller. Gets a couple yards there. 2nd and 13. And a play action pass. Throws it back, and it's picked off. Going the other way is Arizona State, and he's taken down after a short return. Jack Jones with the pick. Texas A&M still has 3 timeouts left, so they are still in this game. Need a stop, though. A minute 3 left. 3rd and 5. This is essentially the game for Texas A&M. Jaden Daniels in the shotgun. Back to pass. Toss it to the outside, and he steps out of bounds after the catch, so Texas A&M can hold on to one of their timeouts. 2nd and 10, 47 seconds remain. In the shotgun with 2 backs to either side of him. Got a lot of time in the pocket. Gonna step out now. He's gonna throw it deep. He's got his man, and out of bounds is Chase Lane. They're gonna hurry up to the line. In the shotgun, Calzada, back to pass. Quick one to the running back and gets ahead for maybe 6. 30 seconds left. Clock is running as they did not get the first down. They're going to spike this. Spikes it with 25 seconds left. It will be 3rd and 4. A&M holding on to that timeout of theirs. In the shotgun is Calzada. And they're going to do a halfback draw to the running back. Does not get the first. 4th and 1. Clock still running. They do not want to use this timeout. 14 seconds left. Back to pass. Need this first. Calzada's going to run with it. He's got the first and a little more. 9 seconds left. Still have the timeout. Clock is running. Calzada not snapping it. Just 3 seconds left. This will be the last play of the game. Calzada throws it short. It won't get there. Arizona State holds on to move on to the round of 32. And our final game for this region will be Ole Miss at home, the 2nd-seeded Rebels, taking on the 15th-seed Western Michigan Broncos. Can Lane Kiffin lead his Rebels over the 15th-seeded Western Michigan Broncos? Or will Western Michigan upset the Rebels and move on to play Arizona State? Ole Miss strikes first, 7-0. Western Michigan responds 7-7. End of the first, it's 7-7. Ole Miss kicks the field goal, makes it 10-7 here in the second. Ole Miss extends the lead to 10. Western Michigan cuts it back down to 3. Western Michigan at the half takes the lead 21-17. Western Michigan up 24-17. Ole Miss ties it back up at 24. Heading into the fourth, we're knotted up at 24 apiece. Ole Miss takes the lead here. 5:36 left in the fourth, 31-24. Can Western get into the end zone and tie it back up? They do. 2:24 left. We're going to jump into this one as well. Back to pass is Corral. Throws it to the outside and gets ahead for the first. Back to pass is Corral. Passing it deep over the middle. He's got a man. 25-yard reception for Casey Kelly, and Ole Miss is going fast. Back to pass is Corral. Throws it to the outside. He's got a man. Gets forward for around 8. Casey Kelly again. Back to pass is Corral. It's a screen. To the outside. Gets forward for around 10. Ole Miss definitely in field goal range here. All 3 timeouts for both teams. Corral on the read option. He keeps it. Gets to the outside. To the 10 and tackled from behind. It's going to be 1st and goal for Ole Miss. They're letting this clock run. Western is not taking their timeouts. 20 seconds left. Corral's going to go under center here. Looks like they're going to play for this field goal. Going to run it up the middle. Cuts it to the outside. And timeout Ole Miss with 13 seconds left. Under center again is Corral. Up the middle, the running back. And another timeout Ole Miss as it's 3rd and goal. But they're going to kick the field goal now instead of letting the clock run a little bit. 10 seconds left. Can they take the lead late? The kick is up. It's good. Ole Miss leads by 3 with just 8 seconds left. Can Western Michigan pull off the miracle? 5 wide for Western. Back to pass. Throws it short and it's dropped. 4 seconds left. And it looks like they're going to just have one play for the end zone here. And the shotgun has a running back to his right, 3 receivers to his left. Back pass. Throws it deep, hit as he threw it. And it's caught! But not far enough. Ole Miss holds on and will move on to play Arizona State. They avoid upset here at home. A little update on our bracket now as we finish the first region's first round. Number 1 Alabama moves on to play 8 Fresno State. Western Kentucky, coming off the upset win over Wake Forest, moves on to play 4th seeded Oklahoma, who narrowly avoided upset. San Diego State moves on after a win over Oregon State and will play 14 seeded Tulsa, who did upset Oklahoma State. And then Arizona State moved on after a win over Texas A&M and will play Ole Miss, who also narrowly avoided upset in the first round. Coming into the next round, we're going to start off with Georgia, North Texas. Georgia heavily outmatches North Texas, but can the Mean Green pull off a massive upset and move on to play at Mile High Stadium? North Texas wins the toss and elects to take the ball versus Georgia's stout defense. Georgia goes up early 7-3. 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Georgia is struggling to score versus North Texas, surprisingly. Gets a field goal, goes up 10-3 now. And at the half, Georgia only leads 10-6 over the 16 seed North Texas Mean Green. At the end of the third, Georgia leads 17-6 over North Texas. North Texas field goal is blocked as Georgia gets back on the field, forced to punt now. North Texas scores, and they need to get a stop here to get the ball back to have a chance to win this game. They get the stop. North Texas football with a minute and a half left. And 2nd and 18 after the quarterback was sacked for North Texas. In the pistol, back to pass. Throwing it deep into double coverage, nearly picked off. And if you guys don't know, when I switch off a team, I have to sim the first play so I don't play it until I can watch it. So that's why it's always slightly different whether there's a sack or 2nd down or maybe a little bit further down the field. But under pressure's Jace Rutter, and he's sacked, and it's 4th and 25, and this is the game. They are 2 of 2 on 4th downs, but I'm sure they have not went for a 4th and 25 yet. Need a lot of yards here. Time is running off this clock, which is not smart for North Texas. Back to pass. It's a screen. Can he get 25 yards? No, and that will be the game. 17-12, Georgia will move on to play at Mile High Stadium. Our next game is the 8th-seeded Purdue Spoiler Makers versus the 9th-seeded Nevada Wolfpack. Very even matchup here. And this should be a very good one. Who will move on to play the number 1 seed Georgia Bulldogs at Mile High Stadium? I get flashbacks looking at this field. Vietnam flashbacks after that Michigan State game here. A quick score for Nevada. They missed the extra point. 13-0 as another score. 13-7 at the end of the first. Nevada leads. Well, a lot of scoring happened very fast. Purdue scored all the points in the second quarter, however. They now lead 24-13 going into the second half. Nevada gets back on the board with the field goal, and it is an 8-point game going into the fourth. Jack Plummer leads his team down, gets a field goal, now leads by 11 over Nevada. And Nevada misses a key field goal there. Forced to punt is Purdue once more, as Nevada goes and gets a score, but need to get a stop here. And it is picked off. Huge play there. And Nevada scores going up 28-27. Can Purdue get the ball back? They do, down 8 with a minute 9. Down 8, under a minute to go. Purdue with the ball. The clock is moving. Back to pass is Plummer. Throws it to the right side of the field. He's got a man, and he gets out of bounds across the 50. Also, I can't really control who they start. I know Aiden O'Connell's their starter IRL, but they just start who they start. I don't know. Back to pass, under 50 seconds to go. Throws it across the middle of the field. He's got a man. That's David Bell. Timeout Purdue, 40 seconds left. Back to pass, under 40 to go. It's a screen, but Nevada is all over it. Clock will continue to tick. 3rd and 15. This is a huge play for Purdue. Under 30 seconds. They're going to motion the tight end over. They got to snap this ball quick. Or not. Back to pass. Under 20 seconds to go. Short dump pass to the tight end. Going nowhere. 15 seconds left. 4th and 14. They're not going to use their timeout. This is essentially the last play of the game. Motioning the tight end over again. Just 5 seconds. 3 seconds left. Gotta snap it. Purdue does not get the snap off. And that will be the game. 35-27. Nevada beats Purdue and will move on to play Georgia. I generally don't know what happened on that game with Purdue. I don't know why they didn't call a timeout or snap it. But either way, on to the next game. Who will be the next team to advance to play at Mile High? Will it be the 5th seeded Clemson Tigers or the 12th seeded UAB Blazers? This should be a fun one as both teams have some pretty solid teams. Clemson scores early. 7-0. UAB responds. Few drives later, ties it up at 7. Going into the second quarter. Clemson can't score. They finally do there. Up 14-7. Clemson takes a 21-7 lead going into the second half. Clemson, again, 28-14 now. Clemson looking to run away with this game late. Up 31-14. A score here I think will pretty much end it. 38-14. This game is all but over. Clemson in a blowout win. 48-14 over UAB will move on to play in the round of 32. In this next game, we got the 4th-seeded Oregon Ducks taking on the 13th-seeded Northern Illinois Huskies. And this one is a very lopsided matchup, but can Rocky Lombardi and his Huskies knock off these Ducks? It's got to be one of my favorite stadiums. Autzen Stadium is so nice. See how this game pans out. Touchdown Oregon early, going up 7-0. Northern Illinois gets 3 to make it 7-3 going into the second quarter. And Northern Illinois takes the lead. But right back goes Oregon. Back and forth first half. At the half, it is 17-17. We're all knotted up. It will be Oregon ball to start the half. Oregon takes the lead 24-17 heading into the fourth quarter. Northern Illinois takes a field goal, cuts the lead to 4. Need some stops here now if they want to pull off this upset. Field goal for Oregon. It's still a 7-point game. And touchdown Northern Illinois. We are knotted up at 27 apiece with 2 minutes left. And let's hop in this game and see if Oregon can avoid upset. 2nd and 10. Minute 55 left. Can Oregon avoid the upset of the 13th-seeded Northern Illinois Huskies? Back to passes. Looks like it's screen. And that's going to be Dye. He's got a lot of space. Trucks a man over and is pushed out around the 50. Anthony Brown in the pistol. Back to pass. It's a quick wide receiver screen. And Northern Illinois is all over it. Johnny Johnson. Nothing on that. Clock is ticking as Oregon hurries up. Back to pass. Throwing it deep is Anthony Brown. And it's picked off by Northern Illinois. Rocky Lombardi and his Huskies will have a chance to upset the Ducks here at Autzen Stadium. They have to drive 89 yards for a touchdown, but they can win it with a field goal. Rocky Lombardi back to pass. Throwing it to his left, he has a man open and out of bounds. Rocky Lombardi, 19 of 33, 312 and 3 touchdowns. He is playing very well. Back to pass. Oregon sends a little bit of pressure. A jump pass from Lombardi. Gets ahead to Trayvon Rudolph for 5. Motioning over his tight end. Rocky Lombardi in the shotgun. Clock is ticking. Has time to pass. Throws it deep. And nearly picked off by the Ducks. 3rd and 5. A minute 4 left. Rocky Lombardi in the shotgun with the halfback to his right. Motion his tight end over to the left side. And they're just going to hand it off, and I don't know about that. Oregon calls a timeout. Oregon's going to come after this punt here with 1:01 left. They send people. Can't get the block though. Boots it deep, but a lot of space to return here. Micah Pittman gets ahead for 11. 53 seconds left. Oregon just needs to get into field goal range. Back to pass is Anthony Brown. He's just going to tuck it and run with it. He gets ahead for 6. Clock is running though. They're going to have to hurry to the line. I don't know why these teams don't snap it quicker. I don't know what's happening here. And that's going to be a false start as he tried to get them to jump off multiple times. It's going to be 2nd and 9 with 34 seconds left. Huskies are trying to hold on to send this game to overtime. Back to pass is Anthony Brown. And it's jumped up and knocked away. 3rd and 9 here. Northern Illinois with all 3 timeouts. They have a chance to get a stop here and get the ball back. And they're just going to hand it off. Northern Illinois calls a timeout with 28 seconds left. And they're going to get the ball back here. Looks like Northern Illinois is going to set up a return rather than go for this block. Oregon punts it deep. 3 blockers ahead though. He can mount a return here. Gets to the outside. And he's going to get up to around the 40 with 17 seconds left and 2 timeouts. They have a chance to get into field goal range here and upset these Ducks. Rocky Lombardi in the shotgun, 2 backs to either side of him. Back to pass. Looking across the middle and it's picked off. That looks like, I believe, Noah Sewell or Justin Flo. I'm not sure. One of the two. Either way, 13 seconds. Oregon across the 50. They now have a chance to win this game in regulation. Back to pass. Anthony Brown looking, has plenty of time in the pocket. Throws it across the middle. Gets ahead for 7 seconds left. They call a timeout. And they are going to go for this field goal now. This is not an easy field goal. This is quite long. The kick is up. And it's good. 4 seconds left. Oregon goes up 30-27. And Willie Niet, he will. 4 seconds left. Northern Illinois has 1 play to go for the end zone. Back to pass is Rocky. Last play. Got to go for the end zone. Gets across the middle. And that is it. Oregon avoids upset here. And that Oregon win is going to set up an exciting game played at Mile High in the round of 32 of 5th-seeded Clemson playing 4th-seed Oregon. But our next one is the Kentucky Wildcats. They are the 6th seed versus the 11th-seeded Miami Hurricanes. Winner will move on to play at the Sun Bowl. Miami strikes first, going up 7-0, but Kentucky responds of a touchdown of their own. 7-7 at the end of 1. Kentucky goes up 14-7, then Miami ties it back up at 14 going into halftime. Miami with the quick score to start the second half, going up 21-14, now 28-14. Kentucky with the ball in the 4th quarter, and Will Levis starts it off with throwing an interception. Fumble recovered, Kentucky ball again, 5:21 left. They get a field goal, it's 28-17, and an interception there by Tyler Van Dyke. Kentucky ball once more, they are forced to punt. Oh my gosh, another fumble. Kentucky ball. They get a touchdown. They need a stop here. They get the stop. Minute 25 left. We're going to hop in here and see if Kentucky can avoid this upset. Well, I went to go hop in. And then on the next play, Miami recovered a fumble. The one play I had to sim. They kick a field goal to make it an 8-point game. But still, Kentucky has a chance to tie it up. Just 25 seconds though, no timeouts. They're going to be forced to return this kick as well. He's got blockers though. Gets ahead for 25 is Wan'Dale Robinson. But 21 seconds left, down 8. Can Kentucky avoid upset? I'm be honest, I haven't been paying attention to the recording, so I don't know if my cam's covered up any plays or whatever that I've watched. But Kentucky's going to start off with the first down there, which is huge because they need that to stop the clock. They're going to spike it here anyways as the clock is running. 12 seconds remain for Kentucky. Back to pass. Throws it to the outside to his running back. Can't get out of bounds or the first down, and the clock is running. And that's going to be the game. Miami upsets Kentucky 31-23. Our next game is the 3rd-seeded Utah Utes taking on the 14th seed Marshall Thundering Herd, who will move on to play the 11th seed Miami Hurricanes. Utah scores the first touchdown, going up 7-0, then another to go up 14-0 over Marshall. Marshall misses a field goal. Utah scores again, makes it 21-0. Marshall finally gets on the board with a field goal, but at the half it is 21-3 Utah. Utah now with a couple field goals, going up 27-6. Marshall finally gets into the end zone, 27-13. Marshall's not out of it yet, but can Utah finish this game? And this game might all be over as Utah scores again. And that's going to be the game. Utah will move on, 37-13 win over Marshall. Our next game is the 7th seeded UTSA Roadrunners taking on the 10th seeded SMU Mustangs. Winner will also move on to play in the Sun Bowl. As you saw in the last game, Utah moves on the 3rd seed to play 11th seed, the Miami Hurricanes. In the Alamo Dome for this one, UTSA wins the toss. We're going to elect the kick. And who will move on to take another spot in the round of 32? SMU strikes first and quickly again up 14-0 over UTSA. And a good first quarter for SMU. But can UTSA get going? 17-0 for SMU. 17-7, 20-7, and 27-7 at the half. 10th seeded SMU leads 7th seed UTSA. Going into the third now, UTSA needs some points. They get some there. SMU though, piling it on, 34-14. UTSA needs a massive fourth quarter. Another field goal for SMU, 37-14. And SMU is going to win this one, 37-14 to move on. And our final game for this video will be the 2nd seeded Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the 15th seeded Memphis Tigers. Honestly, this one could be interesting. It honestly could be. Memphis is not that bad of a team. Ohio State should win this, but it will be an interesting one. Winner will move on to take on 10th ranked SMU in the Sun Bowl. Ohio State will win the toss. They decide to defer here in the horseshoe, and let's see how this one pans out. Memphis strikes early 7-0, but Ohio State responds with 7 of their own. End of the first, we're tied at 7. Neither team being able to score here. And at the half, tied at 7. No scoring in the second quarter. Third quarter, Ohio State starts with the ball and goes up 13-7. Now 20-7. Now 27-7. And Ohio State dominates the third quarter as Memphis needs a lot here in the fourth as they get a touchdown and it's 27-14. But they need some stops. They can't get it. Ohio State up 34-14. They respond with another touchdown though. Still a 13-point game. And fumble recovered by Memphis with good field position. Actually, not good field position. I thought it wasn't good field position. Either way, Ohio State gets a stop. And they just run this clock out. And Ohio State will move on to play SMU in the round of 32. Now just to recap for that region. Georgia moved on after a close game with North Texas. We'll play 9th seeded Nevada. And then 5th seeded Clemson plays 4th seed Oregon. 11 Miami knocked off 6th seeded Kentucky to move on to the round of 32 and will play the 3 seed Utah. And then 10 SMU knocked off 7th seed UTSA and will play the 2nd seeded Ohio State Buckeyes. And for this side of the bracket, the round of 32 is set. In the next video, you'll get the other side of the bracket, which should be just as fun as the first side. That's going to do it here for me, guys. Thank you for watching this one. I hope to see you on the next one. Later.